Good evening, everybody. Sorry for earlier that we didn't have mute. That was hilarious, though. Anyway, welcome to Ashes of New Amsterdam, our finale. My name is Fabian. I'm your storyteller for tonight, and with me, not for the final time, but just for now, your lovely Coven. Let me introduce them, starting with Batty.
Hello, I am Batty. I'm playing Sophie. Our pronouns are she, they.
Bully.
Hello, I am Bully. I'm playing Deckard. Our pronouns are he, him.
Z.
Hello, I am Z. My pronouns are they, he, she. Today I am playing Francis, whose pronouns are he, him.
And Vin.
Hi, I'm Vin. He, they, playing Heather. They, she.
And a little bit of housekeeping announcements. Fun fact, as of late, all of our tips now go to our players and GMs. So if you'd like to help them out, feel free to donate. You can help our mages out, not only financially, but also in game, by donating. You can type !donate to get the link for that function. For $10, you give them the mage of your choice a reroll, and for $20, you can give them a flashback, which is an auto success that they can use in hairy situations. They might need it in this session. And after the break, we're gonna have a few announcements. There you go. Do note this is a mature stream. We deal with a lot of dark themes, so if you find what's going on a little bit too hairy for you, feel free to step away. If you want to have a list of a few of our trigger warnings, I am putting it in the chat right now. It not exclusive to, but may discuss Scopophobia, poisons, emotional distress, religious iconography, secret societies, and other dark themes. And that being said, we are going to get to our introduction part. The morning silence is broken by the beat of wings throughout the city. Dozens of carriers spread to the affluent mages around the city, informing them of their loss. Jonathan Moss, a cornerstone of Gotham High Society, is now gone. The faction of kings stayed silent in mourning. This news is no surprise to our Coven, however, as they saw this with their own eyes. There's little time to process this, however, as all of our mages get a text. Glenspan Arch, all the way in Central Park. Just before sunset, don't be late. Our Coven has the day before a big ritual. Now I'm just going to ask everyone, roll for your quintessence for the day. Quintessence basically gives our mages an extra die, or 2 die if they roll a success. Rolling a success is on a d10 from 6 to 10, and is based on their arete rating. Now, everybody has rolled. Where would you guys think you would be? You'd be meeting at Heather's apartment, or do you think you'd be meeting at the lovely couple's apartment, or in Hill's kitchen where our wonderful Deckard resides?
Maybe at this point would we feel comfortable being back at the couple's apartment?
So what had happened, you guys told Toby to fix the apartment, turn the wardings, pretty much like generally restore things that were damaged in the invasion. As you return there the night prior, everything is set. You did your usual detection of magic, and the wardings are clearly there now. And you're also even greeted by 2 bouquets of flowers. One for the couple and one for Geraldine as a sorry. The upscale house in the Upper East Side is fully restored to its greatness.
Immediately right in front of the Keurig, just watching that baby brew.
Right. The smell of fresh coffee fills the air in the apartment. I think since you guys are there, we're going to set this in the apartment, the Upper West Side. You all generally find yourselves kind of in a weird situation. A huge pillar of the mage community was found dead. Suspect still unknown. You guys have received also one of these kind of carrier ravens to inform you of the details. It was a break-in. It was a egregious murder, quite graphic. The details not to be relived since you already know exactly. Deckard and Heather, the both of you arrive there like maybe just before 11, and everybody gets text. You guys want to take a moment to talk about what happened the day prior? This is your chance.
Francis is gonna walk up to Heather and give them a cup of coffee and say, so did you get everything solved with the thing at the apartment?
I did what I could. I really rather not discuss it beyond yes, and hopefully there will never be a problem again. What I would much rather talk about you all and your adventures.
Yes, well, saw a guy die. His heart was missing. So that's interesting. Beyond that, nothing too crazy, Just
We
Yeah,
got,
nothing
we
crazy
have the Spear of Destiny now.
about
we got
something.
the spear.
I mean,
We got the spear.
Yeah,
Yes.
also important. Yeah, that's actually why we went there, not to watch someone die, but to get that. So I guess mission accomplished.
Yeah,
Well, that
not
part
that
of the mission.
We didn't kill him either. Not that killing people is wrong, necessarily, but whether by purpose or accident. But, yeah, Deckard did most of the work there. So, yes.
We all played our part.
Minus the killing, of course.
Yeah.
I think Sophie is
Okay.
sitting in a chair and sort of staring out the window, in kind of just like a somber meditation. And when she overhears the conversation, she kind of just barely kind of glances up and pipes in. I don't think that killing was by accident. That poor man's heart was ripped from his body. I know that we witness all kinds of weird, magical, supernatural things that are, just par for the course being a mage, but You all are speaking so flippantly about this gruesome murder. Did you see poor Jennifer? Granted, not that I was ever really close to them, and they have their own issues, but her loved one ripped to shreds right in front of her. And her eyes then just sort of like glaze over as she stares out the window.
Yeah. My darling got a more up-close sight than the rest of us, I would say. Darling, I do apologize. I am speaking very liberally about this. Mostly just, I don't want to get ourselves down in the dumps about something that had nothing to do with us. Unless it did. But I don't think so. And I don't think it had anything to do with the demon things either. It's just another mystery. But Archambault's on it. Oh, Jennifer.
A sturdy knock is heard at the door. It is quite in a aggressive kind of tone. You're not really sure. You weren't really expecting anybody in the morning. The text said to meet at Central Park. So, not sure who this is.
I guess that's for me to answer. I'm gonna walk up and maybe peephole it first.
Okay. You approach the door and look at the peephole, and a familiar elderly gentleman is on the other side. Just give me a sec. And it is Austin Chase. He aggressively knocks again. Looks impatient. He is also alone this time, not with his kind of assistant, Maya, that you met prior. You're muted?
I'm gonna crack it open, but not necessarily open it all the way. Just go.
Crack it open. The chain is still there.
Morning.
Morning. Mr. Mateo Biamonte. Can I come in?
Just a moment. I'm naked. I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna go back to the Coven. It's Austin Chase.
Why is he here, and why did you tell him you were naked?
So that I wouldn't have to let him in right away.
But now he thinks you were naked. If we do let him in, he's gonna think you were naked with us.
Yes, that does not bode well.
I've been caught doing weirder things, I'm sure.
I mean, I haven't. I'm not as much worried about your reputation as mine.
Neither have I. I have a reputation I need to maintain.
I was hoping Mr. Chase would be someone who would learn to respect me. I mean, I guess it's... I don't know.
We could just tell the man it was a joke.
We were figure drawing.
Figure drawing.
Okay, there we
Let
go.
him in, but tell him like I wasn't naked too.
Okay. But we do let him in? That's the main idea here.
I think so.
I think it would probably be very impolite not to. Not that I want him in my house, but...
Okay. I'm gonna walk up and unbolt the door and open it. Mr. Chase!
Thank you. to speak. I need to speak to you. Your little group.
Yes, we're all here figure skating.
Me.
Messed that up.
And he walks in. So I'm not here for everybody is clamoring for. Two shits about Jonathan Moss. I've gotten word you were spotted at the night market a few nights ago. I need to know what you learned.
Was it a crime to go to the night market? We were just showing our little disciples around. That's all.
Of course. You're messing with things that you don't understand. I need to know where Toby is. If you found out where he is, I need you to tell me the truth. You're getting a silent anger from Austin.
Mr. Chase, a little early for accusations. Why don't you come in, say hi to the group, have some coffee?
He just walks further in, sees the rest of you. The three of you heard the words that he uttered to Francis. He then pipes up and says, "So, are we going to play a game? Are we going to play games, or are you going to tell me where he is?"
You don't think it's a little odd that you're accusing us of getting involved in things that we shouldn't be when you're what's the word they're using? You're the pet of a vampire prince?
What I do in my personal life is nobody's business.
Right back at you, buddy.
But you're toying something much bigger. My dealings with Kindred keep peace. I don't care what people say about me. But this thing that you're dealing with can cause a lot more problems than fixing what you think you're fixing.
How so?
Toby seems to think that he is able to do whatever half-cooked plan he has. That's the thing about him. He's always been arrogant. He's always thought that he can do anything and everything. But he can get reckless.
So you know his situation and you know what he's trying to do. Do you have an alternative to that?
I don't know exactly what he's trying to do, but whatever it is can cause a lot of problems.
If you don't know exactly what he's going to do, how do you know that it's going to cause problems?
I've been here doing this long enough. If he wants to deal with whatever this demon is, whatever his plan is, sure doesn't involve diplomacy. So,
Are you saying we do diplomatic treaties with demons?
yes, unfortunately, we all just need to get along with each other. That way, we mind our own business and they mind theirs.
So what would that look like? What would your solution look like in terms of the diplomatic approach?
Diplomatic approach is restore the contract, the original contract, whatever that entailed. Whoever made that contract anyway should face consequences for their actions. The demon gets what he wants, and we get generally peace, as they don't tear open a hole in reality and let other things in. Start some supernatural apocalypse.
So you're saying that if Toby wants to take this into his hands and eliminate what he sees as the problem, aka said demon, then we could have an apocalypse on our hand, and it's everyone's problem, mages, and I guess anyone who walks this mortal plane of existence?
Pretty much. The thing is, demons are petty. They might not like each other, but they'll look for any reason to enact thoughtless atrocities for each other. All for the sake of fun. Right now, as you call me a pet, I call myself an emissary, making sure that the kindred take their fill and make sure that none are harmed outside of what they can do. Don't wreak havoc. They definitely keep their own old money away from our friends over technocracy. I do what I can, I do what I have to, and I don't care what people say about me. But this is reckless. No, I've asked nicely. Where is Toby?
I don't feel comfortable helping you punish someone who, quite frankly, you have no authority over. So, I suggest, in the name of peace, maybe you sit this one out.
Kind of looks around. He bites his lip in frustration. And he storms out.
Wait. When we first met, I thought you might be someone I could look up to, kind of connected with you a little bit more than the people I was assigned to. You know, you seem strong, determined. You know, like you stood for something. I thought maybe you were the type that I could use those toned arms and gruff voice to maybe protect someone, guide them in a tough but fair way. And I think you're just willing to roll over for anyone for the sake of keeping the peace. But Mr. Chase, what you think is peace isn't. If you're just helping dangerous things, those in power keep power. That's in fact violence. I don't think you're helping. I think you want to help, but you don't really know how. Think about that.
The last times when people wanted more, we had kindred slaying people in the streets, mass embraces. We had mages forcing upon what their beliefs are to reality. I'm really glad that the werewolves kept to themselves, and now I have to deal with wraiths doing, well, let's just say it's not pretty in the necropolis right now. So I'm doing what I'm doing, just so those bad times that molded me into who I am right now don't repeat itself. You're of the age you've seen times of war, and it's never pretty. I think you and I can agree. I've seen different kinds of wars, and I don't want to see that happen again. So, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I am doing what I see fit so that mages like them don't have to go through what I had to go through. Think of me as you wish. I don't give rat's ass. And he starts walking out towards the door.
You should also keep in mind that not everyone has your lived experience, Mr. Chase. You can't force your solutions onto other people's lives. You can't force what you see as peace or a way of life that works for you onto other people and assume it also works for them. Have you even thought about what Toby's intentions are, or what's motivating him, why he might be doing what he's trying to do? I think you'd be surprised to find out that it's not out of arrogance. It's actually a much nobler cause.
Under his breath, he just says, "Kids these days don't understand." And then just slams the door.
Well, he's delightful as always. I would suggest we watch our backs. I didn't know we were getting tailed at the night market. And I don't want us to get tailed to our next destination either. Do we have any way of keeping Austin Chase's lackeys off our back?
I could do some tinkering in the workshop. See if I can come up with some protective counter surveillance wards.
Oh, such big words. Let's do it. Before we head out, we should have that done.
Yes, I'll just add it on to the protective wards I already gave you all before. So hand those to me and just give me a little time. Enjoy your breakfast, your coffee, and we'll reconvene soon.
Okay, Sophie, please roll me Arete and Craft. You're trying to do a kind of stealthing ward to kind of hide your presence. I need you to get 3 successes.
Is it anything that's above like 6 and higher is a success, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do a willpower to reroll 1 because I only got 2.
Sick.
There we go, 3 successes.
Oh, you don't have to take that willpower damage. We actually got a bunch of rerolls for each person.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Thank you
Just
kindly.
realized. Yeah, thank you so much, Zombie, for helping out.
Thank you,
are
Zombie.
wonderful. So yeah, with the 3 successes, you're able to create. Please describe to me how you ward all of these like pieces of jewelry that you created for each of your coven mates.
Yeah, so Sophie goes down to the workshop, and it's very, quiet and private down there. On one side of the workshop is all of Francis's vials and potions and fragrances and all that. And on the other side, there's lots of little bins of different stones and types of metals and all that kind of stuff. And there's a little workshop or a little workbench like table there. And Sophie is taking it, and she lays each piece on the table in front of her. And then she forms them into a circle. And then she's looking at it, and it's in the shape of a circle. And then from there, she reaches in one of her drawers, and she pulls out like a little carving tool. And she actually starts to carve into her wooden desk. And she's putting a lot of emotion into this. She's just like, she's really overcome with emotion, with how things have transpired. And she's doing a lot of reflection, and she's just really obviously like witnessing the murder was super gruesome, and then also witnessing how the grieving that Jennifer was doing. And it made her think about the people in her life that she's close to, and how, it would be it would, tear her world apart if she were to lose someone like Francis. And so she starts carving these sigils into the desk. And when she's finished, you see that there is what looks like a drawing of like an evil eye, and with the jewelry, forming the circle of like the pupil. And she actually has some tears streaming down her face. And so she wipes the tear from her face, and she touches each of the pieces of jewelry. And as she's warding them with this sort of protection from the evil eye, so that they can sort of be able to move stealthily. And I think that each of the pieces will kind of do like a warm, almost like a vibration that the wearer can feel like on their skin if someone is surveilling them, to sort of like alert them that someone's nearby.
What is the emotion that you feel right?
I think Sophie is just feeling an intense sense of responsibility isn't necessarily the right word, but she just wants to protect the people that are in her immediate social circle right now, which is basically the Coven. And I think it's like underlined with a little bit of fear of potentially something happening and her losing, especially Francis. And so, yeah, there's like this like warm glow that comes off of the sigil on the table, and this like warmth that is emanating around her and the pieces, as she's like just really imbuing it with a lot of like just like loving protection.
We're going to fade into each of the Coven members to see what's going on in their head right now after that chance meeting with Justin, with Austin. Heather, what is running through your mind right now after hearing everything that Austin said? After getting up to speed with the Coven, knowing what you're gonna have to deal with right now?
Honestly, they're very frustrated. It really hasn't like manifested in words or thoughts, but like this mounting pressure definitely has their blood boiling. Just simmering, just a very obvious simmer.
In your bag, you feel a vibration. You check your phone and there's no notifications. You feel it again. You reach for it, and it's Regina. The book having this weird kind of reverberation coming from it.
I guess you have some thoughts on this. I'm welcome to anything, really. That's a little snarky. Hi, Regina. What's up?
You open the book, and as before, as the book communicates with you, and ink starts to write. And it says, it tells you somehow that it can't lose you. And the next sentence says, you need to take care. And on the majority of the page, it bleeds a circle, like an ink bleed of a circle. And then sigils start to manifest within the circle, another circle. And it starts to create this kind of pattern. Underneath it says, check twice, make sure. I need you.
Okay. Okay. Of course, you lose with a receipt. And can I try to understand what these sigils are?
Roll me an intelligence and occult.
All right. Ooh, okay,
And I need you to get.
hit some.
I need you to get 4 successes for me.
Oh boy. Maybe I'll crit.
You'll crit.
3 dice. Maybe I'll crit. No. 2 successes.
With the 2 successes, what you can garner. What you can definitely garner is that this is something that Regina foresees you using. Maybe this is a sigil that might be pertaining to the summoning circle or the cage that Toby was talking about yesterday. Either way, it gives you a sense that whatever this is, and whatever cage that you are to use later, this might be some cliff notes you might find useful later to make sure you guys are doing what you're about to do correctly.
Okay. Thank you. I promise we'll be careful. We seem very discombobulated, but we aren't the reckless type, I promise.
And it just replies good. And we fade over. Deckard. Within your jacket pocket is the Spear of Destiny. The spear tip that you stole from the Moss twins yesterday. What is running in your head right now as you heard what Austin said? He seems to have kind of communicated to you that same understanding that you initially thought you had with him. He's trying to stop something. He's trying to keep peace, but at what cost? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Deckard is agrees with him more than he wants to admit. It's with all the big things going on, I think Deckard's kind of focused on the small sort of. Austin was someone I think he identified with early on, much more so than like the coterie he was assigned, and it's sort of a weird, like almost reverse now that he sees. No, these people seem to be have a stronger spirit and more willing to risk it all to essentially do what he believes is right. Or Austin, while he seems gruff and he's been there, done that, seems to think the solution's just like keep the peace. So I think even though there's this, he's got like this wild artifact in his pocket. They're going to deal with a demon later. All these things. His brain's sort of stuck on the weird little intricacies of this society. He's still trying to find his part in, and that's almost more difficult, more profound to Deckard than take a spear that was once in Jesus and stick it in a demon. Like that's. He's read conspiracies about stuff like that before, but yeah, part of him does also think he might be right. He might be in over their head because Deckard already he's let momentum get him this far, and now that they've sort of stopped to do the thing, he's like, shit, maybe I'm not the one for this.
Roll me wits and insight.
Okay.
Or resolve, whichever is higher. Wits or resolve.
No, that's very good for me. I got 7 dice on that.
I need you to get
I got 4.
4 successes, exactly what I was about to ask. You think back to a time back in your hometown. You remember this guy. His name is Jake. Veteran. He was in Vietnam, around not too far from your age, and you knew him even when you were younger, and you've seen what war did to him, and you're starting to remember. You're starting to see similarities, and you're starting to see, you're starting to realize that Austin is just a man tired of losing. Austin is a man that took it upon himself to do the unsavory things to keep other people, younger people, safer. Whether it's the right method is subjective. But this is a man that is damaged from a war that people have never seen. And you know what toll this damage takes to a person. Whether they're a mage, kindred, kind, doesn't matter. This form of thinking isn't new to you. And I think your uncertainty, while unwarranted, makes a lot of sense. While warranted, makes a ton of sense to you. You're gonna fade, and in front of the Keurig, you notice yourself standing there a little longer than usual. A few cups in front of you. Francis, what are you thinking right now as your beloved is working on these boards.
I think Francis, permission to break the pattern here.
Sure.
Because I think Francis does start thinking, and he starts thinking a lot. And then he decides to vocalize it. I think Francis grabs a cup, an extra cup, and goes down to the workshop where Sophie is.
Head to the workshop. As you see Sophie wipe a tear, touch each of these these implements. What do you do?
Francis notices but doesn't comment on it, and walks forward between all the work tables and runs a hand along the table, just sort of admiring the space like it's something he's taken for granted up until now, but now he's really, really noticing. And he sets the coffee down for Sophie and says, "This place has treated us very well, hasn't it, darling?"
Yes, it has. It's always. It was always here for us, our secret little hideout, and it never would have crossed my mind that that could all change in an instant until that day we arrived and saw our home ransacked.
It is scary. I
Yes.
think... Nope, not Siri. Francis said, just looks off, starts sipping his own coffee, and he says, "I think change isn't something I've ever been ready for in my life. And throughout the many changes we have been through, I think I was always so enamored by the constant, which was you. And I think I'm ready for more change. I think that a home for me isn't where I can hide away from all the issues of the world and stay in my lofty tower and get locks delivered to me every morning. I think it's just wherever you are. So, would you be opposed, once this adventure is all over, to a bit of a downsize?"
No. As long as we have each other, and as long as we have, a little space we can call our own. Doesn't matter what it is, what it looks like. I would be happy with that.
I feel like you, for the first time. I used to think kind of like Austin, keeping the peace and letting people walk all over for me for the sake of maintaining my status quo, because at the end of the day, I didn't have to give anything up. Why bother putting in effort? But I don't know, seeing you has been so inspirational. Like you're lit on fire, and I felt it too. So, I think this is good. I think, despite how scary things have been, and certainly yesterday was a step above everything we've ever seen. I think I'm ready to actually take my part in it. With you, of course.
Yes, I mean, I, too, have been guilty of that complacency. I spent so much of my life just fighting and scraping to get by and to make a name for myself and to have a solid foundation. And when we became an item and things seemed like smooth sailing, I went along with that because for once it was comfortable. It was quiet. It was uneventful. It was safe. And your way of keeping the contentment was fine with me. But I was flashed back to moments of having to fight for that safety when our home was vandalized. And, you know, we had protection wards, but I didn't put a lot of effort into them, you know, just thought, oh, just some light protection will be fine. And it was a wake-up call that maybe someday things won't be fine. And the thought of losing our home together, no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be this place, but the comfort and the safety I have in you, the thought of that possibly being taken away. I need to remember that I need to fight for that, just in case. So here, wear this. Don't take it off. And we'll let you know if you're in danger, if we're in danger. You'll feel the warmth of my heart. So I hope it's enough to keep us safe in whatever we're about to do. But I'm not going to stand by and let someone take our home from us.
It's beautiful. So are you.
Francis.
As you all share, as the both of you share that moment, and all of you reflect, I'm going to fast forward. Get to this arch. This rocky kind of bridge area. Underneath, see you see two figures. It's quite quiet. The sun is slowly setting, and Toby and Aaron stand there. Toby greets you with open arms. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good.
Ready as we'll ever be to face a demon, I suppose.
Exactly.
Not gonna lie to you. Got a lot of nerves. But this is gonna work. Has to work. He walks over to you, Deckard. As promised, I checked on your paradox manifestation, and I know I said I was going to destroy it. I think it'd be unfair of me to do that. He takes a piece of paper and he slides it into your jacket pocket. For later, once we're done here, you can probably handle it yourself. But right now we got some work to do.
Yeah, and I'll come up with a different way you owe me then, since you didn't do this thing. That's fine.
Sure.
Shit, that worked. Okay.
You kind of noticed as he placed the paper in your jacket pocket that his hands are shaking. Nerves. All nerves right now. Aaron is standing there to the side, quite quiet. You see Toby pipe up. So, any of you specialize in casting circles?
Me?
Great. Gonna need your help.
Yeah, I can help with that too.
All right. And he instructs the both of you.
I also have, yes.
Oh.
I'm gonna offer Regina.
Mhm. And the three of you help him out. And this is going to be a quick roll. Let me just grab our wonderful rule book that is available for free on our Patreon if you want to check it out. You're hoping to play the same game that we are, yeah, it's free over there for your viewing pleasure. And we're gonna get to our casting circles. And able to cast create a casting circle, I need all of you to roll me intelligence plus occult. This is a harder casting circle. It's gonna be, the difficulty is not gonna be the standard of 5. Who among you have the perk of ritualist?
I do.
Okay.
I have hedge mage, which makes it -1 difficulty for a circle, and then we get +1 to our dice group for this, I believe.
Fantastic. So I need you all to roll me intelligence and occult, each of you, and the difficulty in total is going to be 8 successes. So among the 3 of you, I just need 8 successes. Remember, if you got quintessence from earlier, you also have each a reroll. You also have your willpower if you feel like you did not meet the 8 successes. So please roll me that check. 3 successes. So you're gonna need 3 successes, Francis.
I have 2, but I do have a reroll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 7. Yeah, we're good.
Fantastic. It takes a while with Heather helping out, making sure. Heather, you notice that Toby looks at you with that book, says nothing, but eagerly listens to what you have to say and creates the circle. Looks exactly the same as your notes. Okay. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do the summoning, and I will lock him in this cage. But I need one of you to stab him right in the heart. I can buy you some time if you need to do it all over again if you miss. But I can only do it for so much.
Which of us is the most stabby?
Sophie has skills in melee. Not much, but something. She maybe had to swing a purse or two at times.
Amazing.
Are you sure about this? You have Francis, you have like your company, you got a lot. I kind of just got you all, so if you want, I could do this for you.
I don't think any of us plan on dying today. So,
Yeah.
as long as we properly support Sophie in the stabbing endeavors, should all be fine.
I feel like I can do this. I believe in myself.
I believe in you too. I just don't really want to think about what happens if something goes wrong.
So don't.
Listen, we can stab as a team,
We can. Like that painting with the guys.
and then
with
we
the-
all have equal share. And what?
You know, the
No,
guys with the
that's-
flag
that's-
and they're...
It's gonna pull it out. It's like this is just like the spearhead. It's not. It's just gonna hand it to Sophie.
Okay. Sophie has it. Where are we right now?
You guys are underneath the arch. And just so you know, this arch
So
is
we're
about
outside.
Yeah, it's outside. It's in Central Park. This arch is about the length of it is about maybe 15 feet.
Okay.
The sun is the orange starts to kiss the bottom of the skyline as you see the top of it becomes blue. Small lights around starts to light up, but it's beginning to get darker in this area you guys are in.
Since we are outside, Sophie will look for a nice sturdy stick to actually create a spear using her improvised tools crafting ability.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for that?
Yes. I will
Okay.
need you to roll me dexterity and craft.
Okay.
Use Ultra Hand.
And you're hoping to reach a success rate of 3, but even less is fine. You can still do it. I just want to know if you hit the 3.
Sure. How sturdy is this spear?
Exactly.
I was about to say, can I
Successful
help with
three.
that? Like, looking up. Okay.
Yeah, you can help if you want to roll for an extra die. I know you hit 3, but extra is always nice. Roll me one more
Yeah,
die.
just to see
Sturdier.
exactly what wood is like good in this area.
Right.
Yeah.
What would?
Yeah, yeah.
Heather uses their Google powers.
Yes. So roll me one more extra die, Sophie.
Oh, it's a 4.
That's okay. You got
Oh,
the
we got
3.
that 3. Yeah.
And you see Toby starts to chant something. Not quite sure in what language. It's not Latin. It's not something that you're familiar with. And darkness starts to fill the space, as if the arch that you are underneath spreads out till it's pitch black everywhere. You
When
can
this is happening,
Yes.
Deckard wants to turn to Heather, be like, if this gets bad, promise me you'll get the fuck out of here.
I appreciate your concern, but we're going to be fine. And if not, I'm going to make sure I
I've
drag
read all
you
your
out of here
vlog.
with
I
me.
know I've never seen any advice about this kind of shit. I know this is new to you too.
Then I'll start a survival guide just for us surviving the city And I don't know. It's a start. Well,
All right.
I promise. It's going.
He's just gonna take her
It'll be
hand
fine.
and squeeze, more for himself than her.
As you squeeze Heather's hand, this darkness feels like it looks beyond you. You can see each other, but everything else is pitch black. As if you're in a different kind of dimension. With a few more words, a bit of electricity sparks from this circle. It starts to become hot, as if you're standing in front of a bonfire, emitting from this circle, quite kind of like a bright white heat. And the smell of sulfur hits your nose. Kind of get a little dizzy from the smell, and you see from the middle of this circle, it crumbles. And Toby says something you can only assume is a name. Incomprehensible. You hear the sounds, but you can't make out what he said. And a hand jets out in the middle. Climbs out. A clawed 5 fingers with kind of decayed flesh. And as you see, a head pops out. Skeletal in form. Flesh rendered to the sides. And it starts to transform into this handsome man with a blonde hair, sleek to the side, shaved sides, a suit of quite royal blue, wearing a turtleneck. And you see what looks like chains jet from each of these, from 4 points of the circle, and attached to each of the limbs of this creature, of this being. Toby, what are you doing? Well, we're here to end all of this. Sophie, do it now. And I need you all to roll me your arete, your prime, and your affinity sphere. So for Sophie, that is going to be matter, I believe. Deckard, that is going to be correspondence. Mind for Francis, and for Heather, I need you to roll me entropy. And the difficulty is set at 10, but because of the help of Deckard, difficulty is now going to be set to 7. You're trying to hit above 7 for every success above 7 successes. That is the amount of times that you can attempt to attack this creature and pierce its heart. You can very well try it in the first try, and you can succeed. But more tries is better than none. Okay?
Can we use willpower for this?
Yes, you can.
Thank
But
God.
remember that arete cannot be re-rolled by willpower.
So just to be clear, you're saying all the successes need to be 7 or higher?
7 and then higher. You get 1 success higher, 2 success higher. Oh, no. All the successes are 6 and higher. But you need a number of 7 successes
7
Together,
total.
you mean?
together.
All of
yes.
us to have 7. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Collective. 4.
4 with my willpower.
Okay, somebody needs to hit 3 and then more.
4 with my willpower.
Okay, so you are 2 at Nexus. Okay, 4 turns.
How many times can I use willpower?
You can use willpower as many as you can,
So-
but do
Alright.
know if you run out of willpower, you will be impaired, and you will have a 2 dice penalty to your mental rolls.
Okay, well, so far I've only gotten 2 successes.
Okay, so you have 6 turns. Within 6 turns,
Okay.
you're gonna be. You have 6 turns to pierce the heart of this demon. You see the magic pull, like the chains pull on him, and he is brought down to both knees. I will get each and every one of you. But first, Aaron. And you see Aaron is by the side, covered by this wall that is pretty much like this black surface. And you start to hear crying from behind this wall. Toby yells, "Now! Do it now! Sophie, now!"
Can I, in any way, make this easier by using mind and turning off the demon's senses? Can't see, can't hear, can't smell.
You can try.
Okay.
Roll me your Arete and your Mind Sphere. And I need you to get 5 successes.
Okay. It's fine. That's easy. With 5 dice, 5 successes.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I have 3. I'm gonna use a willpower. Oh. 4.
4.
And can use another willpower.
Sure.
And that's it for today. That's it for today. No more willpower. Okay, one more. One more. Fine. It's so fine. It's so fine. 5.
You got the 5 successes. Tell me how you influence this, what your magic looks like, and how you dive into this demon's mind with yours and keep them from influencing your compatriots.
It's almost weirdly physical. What happens is Francis takes out the vial of Austin Chase's cigarette smoke, which he has been keeping in just a very concentrated, magical, swirly form.
Yeah.
And he crushes it and whispers into his hands, and then tendrils of the smoke just like blast out and into the demon's eyes, nose, ears.
You see the smoke assault his face and enter through his mouth and his nose. Sophie.
He's so stabbable right now.
Yeah, Sophie. What is your attempt?
So, just to be clear mechanically, we didn't make the 7 successes?
You did.
Right?
You did.
Oh, we did.
You have
Okay.
You have 6 stabs at this, but the stab.
Okay.
The
This is one of 6.
this is one of 6, and
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you
okay.
right now. Obviously, I'm not gonna make this easy. You need to get 6 successes, but each turn, the successes that you need is gonna be lesser. Okay, so if you fail once,
Okay.
you're gonna need 5 successes. You fail again, need 4.
Okay.
But is going to try to do stuff in between. Okay? So I'm going to need you to take that first stab.
Yeah. So
With the mind kind of mind shielding that your beloved created, take one die, add one die to your roll. So roll me a strength or dexterity plus melee.
okay. We can do this. We got this. Fine.
While Sophie is rolling, Heather, Deckard, what are you guys doing?
Deckard is put on his headphones. He's tuned out, quite literally, everything except the spearhead. And I think while Sophie's attempting her stabs, he's trying to get the attunement, figure out the correspondence of the exact point that would need to maybe affect, maybe even the forces, to almost help guide this thing to the perfect point of impact on the demon. Though also doesn't want to interfere, and I think is letting Sophie stab as much as he can while slowly kind of getting the fine tune in case he needs to do something to help her.
Roll me Arete, forces, and correspondence, please. And I need you to get 5 successes.
Yes, that is.
Wait, how many successes did I need?
You needed 6. But wait a moment.
All of us combined?
No,
Oh,
just
okay.
you.
Oh, I don't even have 6 dice.
And I'm going to give you extra dice based on what Heather and
Got it. Okay.
5.
okay. You can add one more die. Heather, are you doing any what are you doing?
Heather is going back and forth internally whether to like invoke life and like try to drain from this monster or try to pull a little luck. So they are on their phone looking at stab wound fatalities or like how many people die by spear or what happened in the history of improvised weaponry.
Okay. And you're trying to influence where Sophie will stab this man. Roll me your Arete, life, and entropy to see whether you can add another die to Sophie's roll. I need you to roll me 5 successes.
Okay. Oh boy. Let's see. But that is 5 successes.
Fantastic. Sophie, roll me an extra die and tell me how much you got.
That's 3 successes overall.
Okay. You failed the first one, but it's okay. For now.
Yeah. No, Sophie's a little jittery, stabbing a demon and all.
As you stab down this with the spear, you see that the kind of turtleneck pierces open, but the spear does not go through and kind of scratches the side. And he laughs. I'm gonna need to try harder, darling. And you start to hear him sound like Francis. And goes to you and says, "You wouldn't hurt the man you love." And as he looks up, Francis's face is being worn. I need you to take 1 superficial damage of... actually, roll me a composure and resolve. And I need you to roll me... maybe just 3 successes right now.
Is there any way I can, like, do I notice this? Okay.
Snap.
It's all you. It's all you.
Ooh, that shook Sophie a little bit because I only got 2 successes.
Take 1 superficial willpower damage.
Okay. What does... Okay, willpower damage. Got it. Ugh. Okay.
He looks over to Francis. And Francis, as he looks at you, you see your uncle. You're such a disappointment. I just asked you to choose wisely with the person you will love for all eternity. This witch. This witch, you chose this witch. And he points over to Sophie. Gonna need you to roll me composure and resolve. And again, 3 successes is what you are aiming for.
Rolled 5 dice, exactly 3 successes.
The facade of your uncle disappears and you see the demon still. He knows it didn't work. Simultaneously, while that was happening to Francis, Deckard, you look back, you hear a bunch of voices, and you see a mob throwing garbage and stuff at you. Get the fuck out of here, old man. All you do is do these fucking conspiracy theories, and you're just bringing trouble to the fucking town. Get the fuck out of here. And they keep throwing stuff at you. I need you to roll me dexterity. Actually, no. Also, composure and resolve. You're muted.
Just compose resolve, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
3 successes as well.
Let's see here. That's none. So let's do a little willpower.
Okay.
5, 5, 1. Still nothing.
Hey.
So many dice. No successes. That's a 0.
Okay. Didn't even notice. One of the mob gets frustrated and takes a rock and hurls it at you. You're a little stunned. You're not really sure what's going on. But in the reality, a rock from the arch jets out from the wall and strikes you in the head. You take 3 superficial damage to your health.
Dead. Okay. Yeah, takes it. I think what always happens when he starts getting too frustrated or stressed or whatever, he just starts hearing this white noise. The static is just sort of now.
Yeah. You're starting to hear like getting louder and louder. Heather, as this is happening, you guys aren't noticing what's happening to each other. Heather, demon turns head. But it's not demon. Honey, what did you do? I was just talking to you about your rent, and all of a sudden everything just fell apart. Did you do this to me? You're such a good girl. And your landlord, bleeding from the head, calls to you. Roll me composure and resolve. You get 3 successes.
Two.
You hear her scream, "It's all your fault. My children, everything. They're gonna lose me, and it's all your fault." And you take 1 willpower damage. Superficial, of course. And I'm gonna roll something. All of you snap out of it as you hear Toby, "Don't let him get into your head. Don't let him get into your head." This is the next round. 5 successes is what you need. Roll the same amount allotted with the additional dice from your Coven mates. You all also hear the sobs getting louder. Hear Toby say, "It's gonna be all right, buddy. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all over." Sudden shake in Toby's voice. Francis, you notice that a tear falls from Toby's eye as he's holding the spell. Unable to look back to his brother. He knows that something's happening behind that wall. Sophie, what did you get?
1 success.
The rest of you, roll me a d10 and tell me who gets the lowest.
I got a 3.
Oh,
2. What was that?
Was that a 1? That was a 1.
Is that a
That's an
1?
8.
Okay.
Sorry for you.
Sophie, what did you get?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was supposed to be rolling 2. A 2.
Okay.
Launch all these dice into the sun.
A 2. Gonna roll a d10. Call it odds or evens, Sophie.
Evens.
As you go down to stab again, Sophie, it gets purchase. And you look up to see what you hit. And it's Jonathan Moss, with its cataract over eyes, dead, with a slit throat and heartless chest. Roll me resolve and composure.
That's 1 success.
Okay. Take 2 superficial.
Superficial what?
damage.
Oh, there was a reroll that was redeemed.
Okay.
Should I do
Sophie,
that
You can.
now then? Please be good.
Just need 2 more
Oh.
successes.
No, that was not. Oh, wow. Okay. 2 superficial health or willpower?
Willpower.
Ooh. Okay. I'm officially disadvantaged or whatever happens
Impaired.
when I'm out. Impaired.
It's
yes.
okay, because that's not going to affect your attack roll.
Okay.
This is just going to be for your mental stats.
Okay.
We're at the halfway point. Need 4 successes. It's still not happening. The 3 of you notice still not happening. I'll give you guys a chance to help Sophie out to add more dice. But what are you doing? I will give each of you 1 check to help out.
I'm gonna say you see Sophie like visibly shaken at this point, like holding the spear, like with both hands, just white knuckle gripping it, and you can tell like her face is just like white as a sheet. She's like really panicking at this point.
Is it possible to help via power of friendship and like grab an end of a spear to help direct it?
I'll let you do that. Okay. Francis, Becker, are you guys doing anything to help out?
I think Francis is going to walk up, pull a handkerchief out, and put it on top of the demon's head. And I'm gonna use mind again. Essentially just like Avatar gripping him in the head, but with a handkerchief. And I'm going to essentially... I want to right now completely confuse the demon on where he is.
Okay.
Like turn his whole world around or upside down or something.
Discombobulate him.
Discombobulate him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll me an arete. Roll me your mind, and because this is a supernatural being, roll me spirit as well. If you have it. I need you to get 5 successes. Aren't you guys happy that you rolled 6 above 7? And you
Yeah.
have 6 rounds to do this?
I'm very happy about that. Okay, a 10. So that's
1 success?
2. That's 1.
You need to roll 2 10s to get 4 successes.
Okay. 2. That's it.
It's fine. You still do it. Nothing happens. Nothing bad happens to you, but you don't provide an extra die for the next check. Deckard.
Deckard, terrified to actually get too close to anything going on, but seeing that Heather's jumping in to help Sophie and Francis is just touching a demon, which seems like a terrible idea. That gets a little inspired by that. Deckard will go in, produce a tuning fork from one of their pockets, and tap the demon its chest, and immediately latching on to that vibration, that frequency, and making it the same one that they already started with the spear, to make it as these 2 points, this tip of the spear and this point on the demon are such in tune and on the same wavelength that it almost works as like just a guiding correspondence from that spear tip.
It becomes kind
to
of
the
like a
heart.
track.
Yeah.
Roll me arete and correspondence and forces again. And again, you need 5 successes for it.
Okay. Better get it, because this is 9 dice. 2, 3, 4 exactly. Which is not good, but I have willpower.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna roll 3. 4, 5, 6.
Fantastic.
6 total.
Like a guiding track, both Sophie and Heather, you feel as if the spear, kind of like you're playing pool, that it is guided on a track. Sophie, you push. Roll me your attack.
Okay, so I'm rolling dexterity and melee.
And
But
1, 2, 3, 4,
minus?
5. No, this is physical, so no minus.
Okay.
So you are rolling 5 dice, additional 5 dice with your dexterity
Oh, nice. Okay.
and you need to get 4 successes.
A critical success plus 2 successes. Okay, so that's 4. And then 5 additional.
You don't even need it.
Oh, but you know what? The dice said don't call it a comeback because that's 2 additional successes. So yeah.
With 6 successes, I'll say that you regain 1 willpower with this attack, as
Bless.
you're angry that this demon tried to influence you somehow mentally. You steel yourself, and with the with Heather's hand on yours, you both push in. It finds its purchase, and you hear an ungodly screech, and it starts to crumble. You see the facade, the suit melts away. Francis, your handkerchief flies off of his head, and you see now this scarred, mangled face staring you down, Sophie. The horns that are attached break, and he starts to crumble. Toby sees that you succeeded, and Toby starts to chant again in a different language. And the heat becomes quite unbearable. It kind of pushes you back. And bit by bit, the floor beneath him starts to give in. He starts to fall piece by piece, and the sobbing stops. Light slowly returns, and you hear him say one last thing. I'm not going back alone. Roll me for Sophie and for everybody, because you guys are so close. Everybody roll me dexterity and athletics.
You
I
mean
need you
the
to
0 dice I have in athletics?
Yes. I need you guys
Okay, cool.
to get me 2 successes.
Two successes.
2 successes each.
Yes.
I'm gonna use that 1 willpower that I got back to reroll.
Didn't someone donate? Don't we all have a reroll?
Yeah, you all have a
I-
reroll, but
I had used mine
yeah,
already.
2
I
already
might-
been used.
I might use one if we still got one.
Yeah, you have one.
Okay.
Both you and Heather have one.
I used mine earlier,
Oh,
but that's 1 success.
okay. He says he's not
You have
going
willpower
alone.
still, though,
You
too.
you also have willpower. Remember.
I don't. Whatever's happening, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll with the drama. Just
The couple jumps out of the way as the floor starts to crumble. The two of you, not quite sure what's going to happen.
What was the total we needed?
2.
So I got 2 with my reroll.
Okay. Heather.
Oh, with my willpower, sorry.
Heather. You are not quite dexterous. You're not sure what was going on until a hand grabs the front of your shirt and pulls you, drags you down. Toby leaps and tries to grab you, but unfortunately does not pull you out, but goes with you. The three of you see the ground swallow both of your compatriots, Toby and Heather. And Heather, I need you to roll me composure and resolve.
Okay. I asked for it. Oh boy. That is 1, 2, 5 successes.
5 successes. Okay. You see images of horrific things, and it is unbearable. Take 3 willpower damage, superficial. You're not having a great time. The 3 of you. Everything is still. Aaron walks out from the wall. Is it over? Where?
No, it's not over. They're gone. The earth has swallowed them up. They're gone. We
He
have
starts
to
to
do something.
run to where the circle was, and he starts to like claw at what is cement, like concrete, like full stone. Are you guys doing anything? See on the ground, Regina, the book on the floor.
Oh my god. Francis is gonna walk up to Regina. Say,
Okay.
They fell in the floor. Regina, how do we find your friend? Best
It
friend.
flips open, and you just see on one page, pull her out.
Okay. I think Francis is going to, like, feeling the floor. Does it feel like there's any way I can reach in?
No, you can't.
Then you must be able to do another summoning circle, right? How do we open the ground back up?
I will give you the remaining turns to figure out how to get Heather out. So 2 turns.
Aaron, do you still have magic?
I think so. Where is he?
I'm up. New York. I need New York things. Smells, something, items, anything. And Decker's gonna sit on the ground, pull out his little handheld radio, pop that antenna up, and Heather doesn't belong where Heather is. Heather certainly does not belong in hell. Heather belongs in New York. This was a new beginning. This was the city. This was the home that Heather was making their home. He just starts listing off the random places in the blog. This is the best sushi place, and you could get something called pho at this place on the corner of this. And he starts just rambling off different things he remembers from the blog that's kind of centers and pulls and is the essence of Heather's experience in this place, this realm, this city, to try to use correspondence to translocate, make their frequency not there, but put them in tune and harmony with this location. Ideally, bringing them here.
Feel a magical presence with you, and you look at the book, and the pages are frantically turning till it closes and opens again and frantically turning. I need you to roll me arete and correspondence and add 3 die because this implement is making sure that its owner, current, is safe. And I need you to get 3 successes.
Can I add a die to it by using mind to fill Deckard's mind with those smells?
Sure.
Okay.
So add 4 die to your pool.
Okay. Puts me at 9.
And all you need is 3.
I got 4.
You got 4. Deckard, frequency, the static that you were hearing earlier, silence. And then you hear a heartbeat. And another heartbeat. And as you open your eyes, just like the mansion of the Moss Twins, you're in this weird realm. And you see waves coming from 2 spots that are close to each other. You get closer and closer, and you see that the spots start to diverge. And you start to see outlines. One is Heather, and another is Toby. You can pull a being from outside whatever realm they're in. You can only choose one.
Yeah, there's not even a second of hesitation before they reach for Heather.
For Heather. Heather, the intense imagery that you see from where you are, you get pulled. And all of a sudden, a rumbling in the ground, and as if something is sprouting, you see half of Heather's body come out of the gravel. You gasp for air, and you all pull Heather out. You see Aaron digging from where you were, sobbing, looking for his brother. Where is he? Get him. Please get him back. And he tugs at you. Deckard. Desperately. Please get him back. Pull him back. Just do the same thing. Please. I need him.
I can't.
And his desperation, he touches your forehead, and you see images. 2 kids. And you see 2 parents that love their kids, took care of them, until an unfortunate event where a person who was not as understanding and was not as accepting of certain peoples decided that they did not belong. Then you see a funeral with two children, boy and a girl. And you start to see them grow. And you start to see the girl change. And the only person this girl had was that boy. And you stop seeing these images. And all you see is a broken Aaron at your feet. Still have 1 round turn in these events. You can try again at a harder difficulty, or you can leave it at that. Heather, you can now breathe. Your mind feels like it was torn asunder. before we go to break, I'm going to ask Deckard, what are you going to do?
If we have another round, and after saying this, we'll try again.
Make the same roll.
Put his hand out for brother's hand, and I need to get your frequency. And if you belong together, might be able to make something happen.
You have another roll, but with less extra dice. You only get 2 dice from the frequency that Aaron is giving you. And your Erte and your correspondent. Heather.
Having been just there, can they assist?
Sure. You'll add 1 die.
Oh, I only got 1 success. So I'll willpower. I'll do the extra dice, which is 2 successes, and then I'll willpower. Which is 4 more, because that's a crit.
Okay.
2 10s and the 2. It's 4, 5.
Okay.
6 total.
And with 6 successes, we are going to go on break. Thank you so much. I know it's been quite a while. So we're going to take a break here and get back to proceedings. Announcements later on once we come back. We'll see you guys shortly. What's up, everybody? How was that break for you? Announcements. Quick announcements before we continue. We are going to have finales left and right come in. Next, by tomorrow, it's going to be the finale of Symphony of Silos, a quest RPG game in the vein of Witcher and the Ghibli films that is very heavily influenced by JRPGs. It's a wonderful fantasy show. Check it out. It's GM'd by Chris Cologne. It's an exciting finale. On Wednesday, we have the finale of our cyberpunk game Shattered Dawn, GM'd by the wonderful Matihi. Piper is amazing. It's exciting too. So check us out then. And don't forget, Tuesdays, 18 by night. Join us for another episode, not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. We're taking a quick break for our end of the month break. And hope you guys are having fun. Last we left off, our Coven was able to rid of this demon. Although not with some prices to pay. Heather was dragged to hell and showed visions of horrific things, but was quickly pulled out by Deckard. Deckard, being begged by Aaron to save his brother, also dragged Toby out. Toby, now from the rubble of where Heather was, Toby was slowly crawling. His temple looks like it was split. And he's now bleeding from the head, but not too much. You hear footsteps from the distance. Quicker and quicker. And as you see a figure. White hair, jean jacket, beard. It's Austin Chase. You fucking idiots. Oh my god. He runs to pick Toby up. You just had to do the thing that I ask you not to do. You fucking morons. And he drags Toby up, and as he stands, he gives him quite a punch in the face. no idea what you did. Fuck!
Francis is gonna get in between them and just push them aside and say, "Enough, Mr. Chase. We, quite frankly, succeeded on this, and there's no need for you to get violent. Toby's been through enough."
And at what cost? His rage subsides. He looks at you. Fucking ignorant fools. Just turns around. Starts to leave. And you notice that there is something barely wrong that happened while you guys did your ritual. Not sure what. Not sure what scale. But there's something more to that rate. Wiping side of his cheek. I didn't expect that to go that way, but he sits up. He looks up at you, Francis. Thank you. Francis, you get pushed aside by Aaron, who hugs his, sobbing. Tears of joy running down his face. Is there anything that you guys want to say before we move on to the next scene? Heather, you pick up the book that is open to a page. Writing begins to form. I thought I lost you. I'm glad you're safe.
I'm sorry. I made a promise and broke it, and I'm sorry.
And silence. And we move to a few weeks after. Actually, no, only a few days. Deckard. The piece of paper that Toby slid into your jacket pocket was an address. Address for a diner. And it says the booth closest to the back.
Yeah, I think Deckard, after taking some days, making sure Heather was okay, going to hell for a little bit, and the couple's fine, and things are settling, or they're not in trouble by someone else or whatever. It seemed to have a little bit of time to maybe deal with this paradox thing. And I guess with the address, they would show up fully decked out, ready for a fight. Radio out, tuning fork in hand, headphones on, geared up. Probably like kicks the diner door and immediately like goes in and just like
And as you kick
focuses
the
on
door
where
open,
the back booth is.
as you kick the door open, a bunch of people just look at you. It's a regular day. And you see the booth that was marked on the paper empty. Not sure what's going on. And it's New York. People look at you, but pay you no mind. Go back to eating and enjoying their coffee and their breakfast and their food.
cautiously approach that empty booth.
As you approach the empty booth, looks like any old diner booth that you've been to. As you're surveying the whole place, elderly woman who's a waitress walks up to you and is like, "Well, sugar, can I get you anything?" And plops down a menu on the table.
Was someone sitting here before?
No, it's all yours.
Was something sitting here before?
I think you're being weird. But no, nothing.
I appreciate your honesty. I'll sit on the menu.
Can I get you
I'll
some
have,
coffee?
Yeah, coffee would be nice. And what's that thing I'm supposed to get? Bacon, egg, and cheese or something?
I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
And you're not sure what's going on. Roll me Arete and correspondence. Just need one success. If you have enough, you can take half.
I got 2.
Okay. You notice the frequencies aren't violent or they're quite still, but they have like this kind of hum to them. And as this waitress walks over to you, a beat starts to jump. Something about this waitress that kind of disrupts the frequencies. Well, here's your coffee. What's your name? You go around these parts? Don't seem to be like the rude folk over here.
I don't understand what you're getting at.
Just making conversation.
Instrument again. It's you. You're the thing that came through.
And
it's
you start to see a slow realization of what you're talking about. She looks around. Starts to sit. You know what I am?
I have an idea. I mean, I don't know what exactly you are. I just know. I know. I saw the corruption. I know you're not supposed to be here.
And she's about like 59, 60 years old. Has her hair tied up. Look, a young man told me a gentleman like you was gonna come around looking. He said you were kind. I don't know what I am. I don't know why I'm here. But it seems fun. I mean, I don't mean anything harm.
Do you know where you're from?
It's all dark. Just inky darkness. And I found myself in this strange building. I was confused at first, and then I suddenly knew what to say to people. I was the kind young lady who gave me some clothes, and look, I don't mean no harm. I just this place is just wonderful, and I don't want to stand in darkness anymore. I just want to be here amongst these, I guess, people.
Well, I came fully with the intent to destroy you, send you back to wherever you came from, but I'm not sure you meant to come here. And if it's true that you come in peace, I think maybe we're meeting for a reason. I think he's going to look at his radio again, and the readings that...
The reading
I
is
haven't seen this
steady, and the reading is just like a steady it's kind of like a heartbeat on a monitor at a hospital. And the disruption doesn't look great, but you know that it's just a disruption because they're here.
Seems you're attuned to this place. So maybe with the right work, we can get you in harmony with it. And I think there's a reason why we cross paths. And I think I've actually been looking for you. So I'm fairly certain that you probably don't remember, but you are most likely an alien.
Whether that's true or not, I just, again, I don't want to cause no harm.
You're new. You're just trying to get along, trying to figure things out. I get that. I get that. Tell you what, how about I come in here? This place seems decent. Wait, he looks at the menu prices. Can he afford to eat here?
I mean, we got like this thing called staff meals, but
I got a friend I could probably guilt into a few meals. I'm gonna come in here regularly, have a meal. We'll chat, check in, and see how you're adjusting.
thank you.
If you
Thank
want to stay, I'll help you settle in as much as I can. I actually have a friend who's really good at this. I might have you meet. But if things get wonky, we can deal with that as it comes. But if this is what you want, then who am I to take it from you?
Thank you. I'm sorry, I never got your name. I know that's how people distinguish each other.
Yeah. So as humans, we tend to have names different. Depends on your culture and kind. There's a lot of things. Deckard Reed.
Oh, Deckard?
But don't tell anyone else that, especially not a cop.
Well, your secret's safe with me. And you hear from the kitchen, "Hey, Cherie, your bacon, egg, and cheese is ready. What are you doing? Get back to work, hon." "Well, I gotta keep serving. Let me get that for you, all right?" And she starts to stand, and the camera zooms out from the window where Deckard served bacon, egg, and cheese. And you enjoy the sandwich. We go over to let's see, Stu's next. Let's go with Heather. Heather. A few weeks have gone. Well, maybe 2 weeks. Everything's fine. You gotta notice that your rent increase was not going to go through, that it was that your new landlord is waiving that right now. But you do get a knock at the door.
And they go to the door.
Knocks on the door. You open the door, and it's a woman dressed in a suit. Oh, hi. I'm Detective Riggs, NYPD. May I have some questions? Can I come in?
Oh, of course. Sure. Well, welcome in. And they just beside gestures half-heartedly, but they are welcome.
Hi. Thank you. I'll get straight to the point. You were last seen speaking to the. I'm here on investigating the death of Bambi Goldstein. Bambi Goldstein. Well, seems that you were the last person that spoke to her before her untimely death, and I'm just trying to see what happened.
Oh, okay. I had no idea. Then they sit and just kind of like smooth their outfit out a bit, take a deep breath. Okay, I'm here. Anything?
Oh no. Oh no, spotty internet problems.
So close. So close.
You're coming in though, bit by bit.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. What was the last thing you heard from me?
Nothing yet.
Okay. They sat and they're ready for questions.
Okay, I was wondering what the nature of your visit was, with Miss Goldstein.
We were discussing, well, before it was retracted, the adjustment on my rent.
Okay.
It was
Did you have any, in my line of work would say, any ill will towards the deceased?
No, we had a quick conversation and I left.
Okay. And, well, if you remember anything, leaves a card. Just give me a call, okay? Thank you for your... And she leaves.
Of course. Of course.
And we fast forward about a few days. Destiny decided they wanted to spend time with their aunt. And you guys were having a bunch of fun. And just, you know, kind of like just hanging around. You guys were watching Bluey, and you get another knock on the door.
This time they checked through the peephole.
It's the officer once again.
Destiny, if you could, I know this is a great episode. I love the planets and everything, but if you can just take a second in your reading corner, I have a visitor.
Okay. She calmly walks towards. You feel that she's still looking at you and watching you.
Mm-hmm. And they're a bit slower. And they open, be as cordial as we were the last time. I'm so sorry. Hi.
Hi. All right. Hi. Fortunately, Bookham, Heather Alder, 2 cops come in and start to grab you by the hand. Heather, and they quite start to book you, and she said, you are being charged with suspicion of murdering Bambi Goldstein. Your DNA was found in the scene of the crime. CCTV shows that you were the only person that was in there right before the accident happened. And with everything else, they booked you. And you see Destiny is not sure what's going on. They're not really paying attention to the contents of your house. And as they pull you out, you see a red-haired man, a trench coat, and you recognize him as one of the guys from Archambault and Associates. And the detective goes and speaks to this man while you're being brought. Destiny starts crying. The cop is holding her back, and you see that they both look at you. And outside of your apartment is a car, and instead of a cop car, they put you in this car. And the door closes, like, and the redheaded man talks to you and says, "Think you can get away with using magic on a innocent old lady, huh?"
Look, I can talk about this later. I need to get my niece to her father. So please.
It'll be fine. We'll take care of it.
It's... I don't believe you. I just... Unless I see with my own 2 goddamn eyes. Please. I am not hostile. I am not angry. I just need to know she's going to be safe.
All right. We'll wait for you, brother, okay? What's his number? And he starts dialing on his phone. And
I can call him.
Yeah. Your brother picks up. Heather, what's going on?
Listen, I need you to come and pick up Destiny. I seem to... I just need you to come pick her up. And I am so sorry.
And we fast forward a little bit when your brother comes, gets Destiny. And last thing we see is you being driven away as your brother and his child just stands there. Take a quick beat. Is everybody okay? Cool. We're gonna move over to Francis. Francis, a few weeks after. You wanted to give your uncle a call, correct? You wanted to meet with him.
Meeting with him at an outdoor restaurant.
Tavern
the same
on the Green.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're walking towards the threshold, and you see in the outdoor patio, small man, looks like he's flirting with a really uncomfortable waitress. Walk toward and approach. And oh, anak, come on, have a seat.
Francis is carrying folders and,
Yeah.
and he sits down.
He doesn't even notice, and he's looking as the waitress, who is uncomfortable, walks away. Oh, son, why'd you want to meet with me? Is everything okay?
Yes. Glad to see you're feeling better after all that nonsense at the party. So,
Of course. You know, you didn't say sorry, but I forgive you.
well, here, this is better than sorry. And
What is this?
Francis lays the folder out on the table and then beckons over the waitress and says, "Espresso martini, 2."
And she just nods.
This is my share of Casa di Matteo. Signed to you. There's a few clauses in the contract that I didn't make you aware of before
Wha-
we have anything signed. Severance packages for Geraldine, and also 2 additional employees that were not officially added to the payroll, but you'll find their information there. It'll be Heather and Deckard. So,
Why are you doing this? What's going on?
Uncle, I just, time for a change, right?
What
We're
are you gonna
downsizing.
do?
Oh, well, Sophie and I are moved into a nice place in Hell's Kitchen, and we're gonna see how things pan out.
Hell's Kitchen. They call it hell. Why are you going there? What's wrong with you? Did that woman tell you to do this? I
No.
told you that woman was bad for you.
Tito Edgar, you taught me a lot of things, which is why I chose you to take over the business. You taught me to read people, to analyze situations, to wedge myself in when I can get a little vertical. But you didn't teach me to do anything myself. You didn't teach me what I was capable of. I learned that from my wife. So, I would like to see this change through. You're gonna be coming into a lot of money. You can afford a new suit and everything.
Stupid kid. Okay, give me the papers. And he signs it. There. But don't you ever come back to me and ask me for anything.
Francis drinks his espresso martini, puts it down, says, "Gotta go."
You're not leaving. I am. And he starts to
Oh,
stand up, and he just like walks away. He storms out.
it's fine.
And you see the awkward waitress. Anything else, sir?
He won again. No, that should be it. And paying this, I think Francis wants to take a trip to the night market real quick.
And you go to the night market.
And I text Toby to meet me there.
You didn't even have to text him. He's there. Look who it is.
I know. Don't I look healthy? Like a
Yeah.
weight's been lifted off me?
Yeah. He looks around. He waves. You see Aaron is in there. Is there as well. Before you say anything, I never really got to thank the four of you. I owe you. I owe all of you. Whatever I can do, just let me know.
I don't know where I belong in the world of mages. Probably not with the Gotham High Society anymore. I have a feeling Austin Chase doesn't like me very much, so...
Something that we have in common.
I have a feeling... good things start when people who trust each other come together and protect each other. Francis holds out a hand to shake Toby's hand and says, if you're willing to hear from me more often, we can start something new.
And he looks at your hand, kind of studies it, just opens his arms and just like tells you to come in, and he gives you a hug. Sure.
Good. Because we have work to do.
You look around. We see Francis just looking around the night market. As lively as ever. You see Power in the booth, about to set up. And we go to our final member of our Coven. Sufi. A few weeks passed. Francis told you what happened with his uncle. However you felt about that. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of time to think about it as you are about to attend this party. Designer's ball. Francis probably is there with you, but Francis was pulled away by another designer asking about what was he thinking of giving his company away. It's all the rave. And a well-dressed gentleman comes up to you. Miss Sophie, my boss would like to have a word with you. At the VIP lounge.
And your boss is?
Miss Toutant wants to meet with you.
Is that so? All right.
Follow me. And he leads you through the sea of people. You get to a door that is situated at the bottom of a flight of stairs. It's a red door. He opens it. It's quite dimly lit. And soft piano and violin music play. There are people here that you're not quite familiar with. They look at you up and down. You see somebody whisper to one. A smile is thrown your way, and they look away. darling. And you see Diane Dutan greet you. Air kiss both cheeks. How are you, mon chéri?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
I can see.
I am so happy to see you. Would you please walk with me? And
Sure.
guides you through the room. How has business been? Good?
If this is you fishing for any way to weasel your way into weak spots as your competition, I simply will not stand for it.
No. I am here to... Come. And she leads you to a booth. Here I can speak candidly. And in this booth, there's another woman. Lovely, red hair, curly. Their face is like porcelain, as if a living painting is in front of you. This is Miss Bernard. They would like to meet you as well. Oh, darling.
Pleasure is all mine.
You are correct. She is quite beautiful. Delicious looking, even. And a
Thank
little
you.
giggle. Please take a seat. As this new woman offers to you. You notice here that Diane is sitting upright, stiff, as if she's sitting in front of her boss of some sort. Well, I will let you explain the situation. Yes, darling. I have heard a lot of things about you, Sophie.
That's so.
and
Hopefully all
things.
good. Excellent.
Wonderful, of course. You might be wondering why this room is apart from the others. Well, because these lovely guests this evening are quite different from the ones from above. And as you look to the guests, there is one slender-looking gentleman who goes up to another kind of older gentleman, strokes his hair. They flirt. And the older gentleman goes in what you think is a kiss and goes for his neck. These are the hidden power players here in the city, and we are among them. We were hoping to ask whether you would like to join us. But before that, I wanted to see for myself this wonderful specimen, as Diane was telling me about.
So I see these veiled pleasantries and compliments that came with the bouquet of flowers for my birthday actually had a more sinister meaning. Interesting. Why is it that you have invited me? Why me exactly?
Well, we value beauty. We value talent. And she brushes a hair away from your face. You fall within those purviews. I am very much thrilled to meet you. And Diane here thought that you might be a good addition to our fold. But to do that, she needed my permission first.
Why is that? What gives you that type of
They look at each other.
pull?
What we are, we try to keep low in numbers. We can't just turn a mere outsider. How do you feel about staying young forever? Beautiful talent reigning over these vermin's masses.
It's definitely something I've thought of. I would be lying if I said I hadn't.
It would be she leans in close, and it would be a shame if this beauty withered.
Yes, so I've been told. And she kind of shoots a side eye over to Diane.
Diane, as you see, is just like obediently just sitting there.
Okay. Sophie takes note of that and is kind of that sort of sends like a little bit of a subtle like shiver through her. She doesn't really like the way that sits
It's
with her.
very unsettling.
Mm.
You see this person leans back in their seat and begins to explain to you who they are and what they are. That vampires exist, and you already knew about this, but never have you been face to face with one. They explain that they are the prince, that they will be happy to add you to their society. And I think you zoom out as you guys are talking. Whether or not you take their offer, certainly something that you might have to think about. But we will zoom out to there. And with that, our first season has concluded. Thank you so much for joining us for the conclusion of this part of our story. In the future, hopefully, we get to resolve everything else that has been introduced. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much. I have been your storyteller. My name is Fabian. You can find me at Rockets and Pens. Also here at Bad House RPG. You can find me on Tuesdays playing Jet in ETA1 by Night. Wednesday for our finale in Shattered Dawn playing Badger. And tomorrow, please catch Symphony of Silos, as I will be producing for you all. Let me introduce to you our Coven one more time. Start with Batty.
Yeah, I am Batty. I have been playing Sophie, the spouse of Francis, and this has been a pleasure. You can find me on socials like Twitch and Twitter at Bats Pajamas. That's BATZ Pajamas. I will actually be returning to streaming very soon, doing art and music and games and who knows what else. Curious miscellany, I like to call it. But yeah, thank you so much. This has been so fun.
Amazing. Bully.
Hello, I'm Bully. I've been playing the old man getting rocks thrown at him. You could find me at Table Goth on YouTube and Twitter for now. We're going to have some changes happening soon, a bunch of stuff to go with it, but yeah. If you go there, you'll be there when the changes happen.
Zach.
I am Zach, or Z. I have been Francis, the husband of the wonderful Sophie, and you can find me on Zach Devs on Twitter. I'm not on any other streams right now. You can find Francis and Toby cooking up a plan to get Heather out of there, because what's up? It'll be fun. And what else? That's it. That's me.
Last but
Free
not
Heather.
least, Vin. Oh no,
My
Vin!
God, hi guys. Oh my gosh.
Okay, you're back. You're back.
Okay. Hi. Vin. I was under at Vin. I got I
Oh,
still
no.
get up and running. And yeah. No, they know me. They know my voice. And then Vox VA. That's all you need to know. That's it.
Well, with the unfortunate thing, Vinvox VA, the link's in the chat. And we love you all. Hope to see you guys soon. Again, follow Bad House RPG for updates as we work on season 2, and we will be back soon. All right. Have a good night, y'all.